Yoo-hoo!
In this Union County house, love is definitely in the air. Bill and Betty Galt are newlyweds.
We laugh a lot.
Bill and Betty have been able to rekindle a friendship that began years ago.
We first met at the Union County Fair in the fall of 1965, and I thought she was just about the loveliest thing I'd ever seen.
The teenagers didn't start dating until 2 years later. Shortly after that, Bill enlisted in the United States Marines.
We did right when he was in basic training.
They met briefly in 1968, then their lives took them in different directions. After serving his country, Bill settled up north and Betty got married, helped her husband run a business and raise a family. Several years ago, Betty's husband passed away after a courageous battle with a terminal illness. Bill had moved back to Tupelo and had been a bachelor for 14 years. Neither was looking for love.
I had pretty much resigned myself to being alone for the rest of my life.
But in 2010, Bill had a conversation with his sister on Facebook.
And my sister mentioned something about Betty. I don't remember the exact words, but she mentioned something about she had been widowed. And I said, well, if you see her, tell her I said hello. And she said, why don't you tell her yourself? So I sent Betty a friend request.
That night when I opened the friend request and saw his name, I just sat there and smiled for some times. I wasn't smiling very much at the time.
3 months later, Bill and Betty went on a date and saw each other again for the first time in 42 years. Their Facebook friendship had already blossomed into something much deeper.
We told each other we loved each other on Facebook before we ever connected again.
This past October, Bill and Betty became husband and wife.
It was the most beautiful day I think I've ever seen.
These days, the newlyweds are busy combining two households, doting on grandkids, and enjoying each other's company.
Bill played my favorite blues man.
Both Bill and Betty say their love story has a simple but profound message.
I guess if I had to sum it up in a simple phrase, I would say it's never too late for love.
I just said never give up. You know, you never know what God has in store, and I'm just so happy now. I thought I never would be again.
In New Albany, I'm Allie Martin, WCBI News.